would I buy an Apple Watch Ultra for $1,300 when I can get this one for just $60?
I ordered from DHgate. I paid $50.
中国商品的体验推升了这款应用软件的下载量。据数据显示，4月13号当天，仅 iOS 平台敦煌网的下载量就达到了11.75万次，较30日均值暴涨%。
The Chinese factory is single-handedly killing luxury brands. It is the straw that broke the camel's back because luxury brands have been on the decline since they started cutting corners. Chanel in 2012 stopped providing real gold hardware and started providing gold-plated hardware. You've been seeing brands like Louis Vuitton adding more and more plastic into their brands, but if you haven't seen these videos, the Chinese manufacturer is now coming out and telling the consumer through TikTok how much these luxury bags are being made for, including Hermes bags, you name it, Dior bags, Lululemon leggings. Every single product, premium and luxury, is now being absolutely broken down by the manufacturer, and it is truly the end of luxury because one, we're no longer buying brands if the product is if these brands they're coveted, they're worth something, they're hard to access, they're expensive, you want your brain to think and be fooled that they're being made of the highest quality material. You want to think when you're spending $38,000, the cost of the bag isn't $1,000. You want to think that it's so difficult to get access to it that it's not being made on the floor of a Chinese factory. But seeing these videos and seeing the people who are making them is the final call to the end of luxury. Now, it's not the end of branding. And this is a really important distinction and differentiation because the brands that will last will be the ones that are not trying to fool us, that aren't trying to sell us something that is purely based on status, that no longer holds the clout that it once had. When they're cutting these corners and they're not investing in community, in building a tribe, in offering the pillars that luxury was built on, quality craftsmanship, longevity, like luxury materials, like the simple basics, you lose faith in the brand. The monopolization of LVMH and buying these brands to commoditize them and to cut corners to make more money is the end of luxury brands as we knew them. But what this means is that there's space for new luxury, for true luxury, to enter into the fold because people are always going to spend money, but they're not going to spend money on that's being sold to us as high-end that's no longer high-end. I want to know your thoughts because these videos are blowing my mind.
So here's a message to Louis Vuitton, Prada, Gucci, and every company that's claiming that China's lying about manufacturing everything in China for you. Prove it to the consumer. Walk into your factory in France and show us a massive factory with hundreds of workers, if not thousands, and show us that they're all starting from the beginning process. Okay? Meaning from the very beginning, from the first stitch, from the first cut of cloth or leather. Show us. And I bet you can't because you're lying. Because the laws, the way they're set up now, as long as 70% or 80% of the goods are built in China and then they ship it to you in France and you finish the last 20 or 30%, you could staple it as made in France. But the consumers now know. So just know that if you're watching this video, it's 100% true. It's all being made in China, and then they're ripping you off. So just don't buy from them anymore and buy from China.
First, she offered to slash prices for her longtime customers, hoping to suck up some of the costs. Now, the tariffs are so high. American shoppers have long been hooked on cheap Chinese products. Giving them up might not be so easy.
Americans always impact the world. Yeah, when they start the trade war, all the people will worry about that.
Do you think America is acting badly?
Of course, I think so.
My next step is to transfer my US sales routes to the EU. Last year, we also began designing products we can sell to the Chinese domestic market.
妈妈是我的心肝宝贝，她值得最好的。想帮助睡眠，促进排便，我为妈妈选太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌。知道妈妈总舍不得买给自己，我来买。希望妈妈睡得香，假巴黎。现在就上快点购母亲节太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌宠爱妈咪超值专区，享各项健康好礼最高3重送，满5000加送520元购物金。透过中天新闻网 App 下单或输入 CTI 推荐码，每单再减50元哦。